Hello everyone, welcome back and welcome if you're new. In today's video, I cannot wait to share with you a DIY trash to treasure makeover project. So this is another episode of my huge I Love Spring series. I love to share with you all how you can make your homes boutique gorgeous on a teeny tiny budget. You do not have to break the bank to have a fabulous, amazing home. So without further ado, go ahead and plug in your glue guns, get out your glitter and paint, and let's get to crafting.
So to get started on this trash to treasure makeover project, I have to share with you this free chair that I found on the back dock at our thrift store. It was definitely in really rough shape, but Mr. Romantic used some wood glue and got it pieced back together. And now I'm just going to go in with some white chalk paint. This is just chalk paint from Walmart. It's a Kilns brand, and to be honest with you, I think there's probably better brands. I really do like the Waverly chalk paint, but they were out at my store, so I'm using this chalk paint, and I'm going to begin by giving this chair a nice coat. And I will preface this by saying that I did wipe this chair down before I started painting it. Always clean your surfaces really well with a bit of soap and water and then let it dry really well. So we are going to be creating a blooming chair for this DIY, and I am so excited to share this with you all. I'm guessing that you're wondering what a blooming chair is, but definitely stay tuned. I'm going to share with you guys exactly what that is. I've actually had this DIY in mind for some time now, so I'm so excited to make it come to life. And if you are like me and you like to pick up free chairs on the curbside, or maybe at your thrift store for a couple of dollars, or maybe you just have a chair that's seen better days, this is the perfect thing to transform it. So I usually start painting the chair on the top, and then I want to flip it over and give it a nice coat underneath. So for this chair, I used 2 coats of the white chalk paint, and I did give my coats of paint about 2 hours to dry in between. So I started the project, and then I cooked dinner for my family and did some housework, and then came back to it. And this is actually day 2 on my blooming chair project. And now I'm just going in with some fine grained sandpaper, and that wasn't quite enough. So I found this scrubby pad, and I will tell you that chalk paint is water-based. So you can add a little bit of water to a scrubby pad or a cloth, and you can actually give it a good distressing that way. Just a little note for you all. So here's what the distressing looks like. I want this to have a French country, French farmhouse appearance. I want it to be a bit aged. So again, I'm just dipping my little scrubby pad into some water, and that will begin to scrub the chalk off. And I do like this process. It does make a little bit of a mess, but I like that it doesn't kick up the dust that the sandpaper does. And I was low on sandpaper, so that wasn't doing the trick. Now here's a basket that I found at the thrift store, and it fits perfectly into my little chair here. So I'm just going to begin to go ahead and create my blooming floral arrangement for my blooming chair. So I'm just using this Dollar Tree styrofoam. I'm adding hot glue to the base of the styrofoam and gluing that into my basket because I want to add some pretty florals in. And now I'm just taking this thrift store greenery. I love to pick up greenery at the thrift store because it's so much cheaper than the craft store. And I did have to cut this down just a bit. And when I'm doing my floral arrangements, here's just a little suggestion. It's really nice to go ahead and start with some greenery first and then build your florals around your greenery. Now, a lot of these florals I found at Dollar Tree, like this pretty white floral, or at the thrift store. So I'm kind of just digging into my stash. I didn't buy anything new for this project because I already have a lot of springtime florals on hand. And so I really wanted to push myself to use what I have. It is so fun to buy pretty new flowers, but for this project, I knew that I had plenty of flowers. And so I'm trying to work my way through what I have before I go out and splurge on new flowers. So I'm just using, again, this thrift store greenery. This came in a long garland piece, and I used it back during the fall time. I just cut it apart, and I'm beginning to just completely fill out the center part of my arrangement. And then I'm going to go back in and add some more florals. So if you like more of a simple look, you could just add in several different pretty white florals. This is some white tulips. I did pick my tulips up at Michael's for $1.99 a bundle. So if you need some pretty tulips for inexpensive, these are more of the mini tulips. You may want to check your craft stores, and always remember to look up a coupon. Dollar Tree does carry tulips as well, but they're a little bit bigger in size, and my store doesn't usually put them out until summertime. So if you have a hankering for tulips and your Dollar Tree doesn't have any, definitely check your craft stores. So I'm just beginning to add some more white and some greenery into the center. I was just going to leave this kind of plain and more of a French farmhouse style, but you guys will see that I did end up going for some more color with this one. I am starting to work on my Easter florals. If you guys go back, I'm going to leave my French farmhouse decorate with me. I decorated the inside of my home in a French farmhouse spring style with lots of greenery and pretty whites and creams. And then for Easter, I'm going to go in with a lot more pastels. So I'm thinking of Easter for this blooming floral, and I'm adding in some pretty pink tulips into the center part. I didn't cut these off their stems because I needed some height. So that's kind of a fun thing to do, is to leave some of your florals on their stem to add height, and then I wanted them to kind of cascade over the floral. So I just pushed this little tulip into the front part here. So here is what my blooming floral arrangement is looking like so far. I want it to be kind of like an English garden, a little bit wily. So I decided to add in some of these pretty little purple flowers, the little lilacs, just to give it a little bit of pop of color and some added texture. I feel like it makes the pinks and the lime greens and the whites just pop a little bit more. And you guys know me, I love to go super extra, so I hope you're here for it. Now, use whatever florals suit your fancy, but this is just really making my heart sing. So I have this pink and cream buffalo check plaid ribbon that I found at Michael's. I also have this burlap ribbon. They're all wired, and I'm just going to take and loop the ribbon over on itself 6 times. This is super easy. This is what I call the Olivia bow, just for reference, so you guys know which bow we're making. It's the triple layered Olivia bow, and I do have a huge bow video from Christmas time that I'll link down below. It's pretty much the same bow recipe, you just change out the ribbon. So once you get 6 loops here, you're just going to go ahead and take your ribbon and fold it in half. You want to find your center, and then just cut a tiny notch on one side of your ribbon and then a tiny notch on the other side. Very, very tiny notches. You don't want to cut too much because you don't want it to fall apart. That's going to give your wire something to grip to when you fluffy it out. So I'm just using a pipe cleaner to just kind of loosely hold it together, and I do want to add several more layers. If you like more of the French country look, you could just definitely do this ribbon, but I'm going for Easter here, and so I'm just going to take this cute little Easter ribbon. I found this at the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to make a smaller Olivia bow. This is actually going to be the front of my bow, so I'm going to make it significantly smaller. If I were to guess, I would guess that the first length on the ribbon was about 16 inches long. This one's probably going to be about 12, and the next one's going to be about 14. But you guys, I kind of just eyeball it. If you really need to measure it, that is fine too. So again, 6 loops over, notch it in the center, and then I'm just going to set this one aside because I want to put the pink in the center. So again, we're going to just do the same process. I'm just taking this ribbon and looping it over on itself, nothing fancy. And if you guys are challenged with bows, trust me, this is how I came up with this bow. So just keep at it. You can do it, and be patient with yourself. So I'm just going to notch it again in the center here, and then I'm going to go ahead and put them all together. So I decided I wanted the pastel little Easter egg on the top, and then the pink, and then layer that into the burlap. And so I'm just going to tie these all together really snugly. Make sure you get them all tied together really tight with my little pipe cleaner, and then trim off the top part of that pipe cleaner. And then once you have that done, you can begin to fluffy it out. I did decide to go ahead, and here's what it should look like once you have that finished. And I did decide to go ahead and add some wire here because I needed the wire to tie from the back onto my basket. So I'm just taking it and I'm tying the wire onto the back of the bow. And this also kind of brings your bow together even a little bit more secure, which is nice because you want these layers in here really tight. You don't want them flopping around as much as possible. Get them tight as possible. And then my favorite part in the whole entire world is fluffy your bow. Now, let me tell you, this is really the secret to a bow, is lots and lots of fluffing. And I'm telling you guys, it doesn't look like I fluff my bow for a long period of time when I'm sharing my videos with you all, but it takes a lot of fluffing. So you'll just want to take those little loops and pull them out. You can even twist them a bit and continue to arrange them until you really get them into a spot that you love. So I'll fluff my bow after I make it and then fluff it again once it's on whatever project I'm working on. I'm also dovetailing my ends. This is super easy. You just take your ribbon, you cross it in half, and then you're going to cut a triangle upwards. So you just take it and fold it over and then cut that triangle upwards, and that's going to create that really pretty little tail and boutique finish. And I am going to go in with this finishing wax. Mr. Romantic picked this up for me at Home Depot, I believe. It's a nice thing to do on a piece of chalk painted furniture. It will help protect it, and so I wanted to go ahead and add that finishing touch. You could also seal it off with a polyurethane, or you could just leave it plain, especially if you're not going to put it outside. That would be fine as well, but I did want to show you that step because it's more of a professional step for your chalk painted furniture. And so now I'm just going to go ahead and take this bow and I'm going to tie it on with the little ribbon here to this side of the chair. I started out tying the bow on this side and then I did end up switching it out. But again, as you can see, this is that little secret weapon here, is fluffy up those bows, ladies and gentlemen, and it will be even more fabulous. So I'm also trying out some different signs. I thought a sign would be cute, just to add that little extra bit of pop. So I found these signs at Dollar Tree. And again, I'll probably change this all around once I figure out really where I want to put this in my home. I ended up just using this chick is ready for Easter for now. But reviewing this video, I really thought the one with the little bunny on it might have been cuter. Comment and let me know which sign should I use. I also did hot glue some little Dollar Tree speckled eggs into my arrangement, just kind of where the greenery was. I just added a dab of hot glue onto the little greenery pieces. And then the way I store my projects after the holidays is I do completely take them apart, store my flowers in a little bin, and then my bows I will pin up into my craft closet. They're super easy, just to take a push pin and push pin it up to the wall, and that way you'll still have your bows nice and pretty and not all rumpled up. But that's just a little tip. A lot of you do ask me how I store my goodies. I take everything apart for the most part, unless it's a wreath, and then I also hang the wreaths as well in a craft closet. So how fabulous and gorgeous is this? Oh my goodness, this blooming chair is so ready for spring and Easter, and if this doesn't bring a smile to your face, I'm not sure what will, because this just sings all the praises of the delights of Easter. I feel like Easter is just such a beautiful holiday because everything is beginning to bloom. We're celebrating so many new things, new life. So I just really want to encourage you guys, maybe try this project, especially if you guys have an old chair laying around, or if you happen to pop one by your thrift store. And I'm telling you, this chair was literally falling apart. We had to use a lot of wood glue to patch it back together, but it was definitely worth it. In fact, there were many times I almost pitched it because I've had it since before Christmas. If you guys follow me on my Livia's Romantic Home Instagram, I share with you guys sneak peeks of some of the things I find free in my thrift stores, and this was one of them, but it's taken me forever to get around to it. So if you guys have an old chair, give it some new life, slap a coat of paint on it, make it bloom from the center. You all could use a bucket. You could even make it bloom from the seat. If I didn't have this basket, I could have just hot glued the styrofoam directly on top of the seat and added my flowers that way. So that hopefully will help you as well. Because of all the crafts I do have a lot of baskets on hand, and I just happened to get lucky and have one that fit down in there just perfectly. So comment and let me know what you think about this, and if you'll be doing this project. I'm I'm so excited to share these DIYs with you all, and these Trash to Treasure makeovers are so fun and fabulous. And again, I always want to know what you guys think about things and which sign do you guys think I should use. And I also have to just thank you all for being here. It means so much to me to have you all watching my video and to enjoy my crafts. It is such a delight to my heart, and you guys just make my heart sparkle and shine. I so love reading all of your comments, and they really do make my day. So thank you. I really do love y'all.
Thank you all so much for joining me on another fun and fabulous crafty decor adventure. It is such a true blessing and an honor to have you all here. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you all are new, welcome. I am Olivia with Olivia's Romantic Home, and I love to share with you all how you can make your homes boutique gorgeous on a teeny tiny budget using items from the Dollar Tree, the thrift store, transforming them to make your space cozy and absolutely amazing. I am also a dedicated wife, mama, and crafter, and I am just blessed and honored to have y'all here. I would love to have you subscribe to this YouTube channel. It's totally free. Click the subscribe button, and the little bell next to it will update you every time I post a new video. I also have Olivia's Romantic Home Instagram page if you want to pop over there. I also share behind the scenes of my little crazy crafty mama life, as crazy as a crafty mama can be. And I love to share with you guys also different people that are tagging me on Instagram. I share those on my story. I also love to be inspired by you all. So thank you for all of the tags and all of the likes and the hearts and the comments and the shares. Y'all are just truly the best. You just keep me going on this journey. So thank you. I also have an Olivia's Romantic Home Facebook group page. If you would like to join me over there, pop over there, request to join. I'll approve your request, and you can share photos of your DIY projects and your home decor with other crafty, fun folks over there. It's such a kind and loving community. It is a true blessing and honor, truly. I love y'all so much. So I cannot wait for the next video. I want to encourage you all to keep going on your journey. Wherever you're at, love yourself, love those around you, and remember to give yourself grace. You know, everything's not always going to be perfect, so you just have to keep going. And I just want to encourage you to keep up the good work crafting and decorating and tidying up your homes. So anyway, I love you all to the moon and back. Until the next video, we will talk to you later. Bye-bye.
And it shows if I'm honest.